I came across many years ago a confounding idea in the Bible that I think I understand. In the beginning, Genesis says in Genesis 1, in the beginning, God created mankind. But the problem is, that's not what it says in Hebrew. It doesn't say God created mankind. Because mankind is ish. I-S-H in Hebrew is man. And it doesn't say God created man. Because God in Hebrew is El. So if it's God created man, it would say El created ish. But it doesn't say El created ish. It says Elohim created Adam. And it's not A-D-A-M as in Adam. No, it's Adam, A-D-M, which basically means a different kind of human, a different kind of person. And so the God is Elohim, meaning there are different kinds of Elohim. And there's some that have created us in their image and their likeness. That's what it says. Come, let us create Adam in our image and our likeness. So we are created in the image and likeness of some of the extraterrestrials who are called Adam. I think that is very interesting because the implications are incredibly important. You need to understand that we are like our Creator, and that is scary because as crazy as we are, we know that they are equally crazy. We are like them. We look like them, and we act like them. And that implies that something big is going on the earth, and they're not telling us. They're not telling the human family what's going on because they're getting ready to use us. I don't know how many of you have ever heard, but I was told by a scientist at NASA that the planet Saturn is inhabited. It's inhabited by an army, and it seems to be that the army is building up, and it looks like it's building up to attack someone. And so NASA believes that we are being prepared for a massive, massive attack from whoever it is that's being built up on the planet Saturn. And some sort of a military force. I think all of this is very interesting because when you begin to read that God created Adam, A-D-M, not A-D-A-M, Adam, there was no Adam. There's Adam, a different kind of person. So therefore, we now can understand that God did not create us. There were many gods, and they created us. That's why it says in the Bible, in Genesis 2, now man has become as one of us. He's become as one of us. And therefore, we are like the gods that created us. I think all of this is very interesting in that today we have so many philosophies and ideas about God, never realizing for a moment that the word God implies many things at different levels. So we are being prepared for some sort of a military, you would say, military invasion, I think. From what I have been told, it's a military invasion that we are being prepared for. And it could come at any time of day. But I don't know what else to tell you about that, because I wasn't told too much about it myself. But anyway, that leads me to another discussion. And that is, how many people, may I see a show of hands, that believe you are living in the United States of America? There's only one person, one or two people. All of you must realize that we're not living in the United States of America. This is why you're not an American. Americans have rights. We have no rights. We are United States corporate citizens. We are members of a corporation called the United States Corporation. And we are under, because the United States is not a government, it's a corporation, that we are not able to create laws, because Coca-Cola and all the other big corporations are not able to make a law. They're just a company. Well, that's all we are, is just a company. We're a corporation, and therefore we cannot make a law. But we can, like other corporations, have a policy. We have a policy. But to ensure that you adhere to that policy, we have police. This is where the word police comes from, is policy. So we have a police department that ensures that you will abide by the policy of the corporation. All of this is very interesting when taken into consideration the whole full implications of who we are as humans and where we're going as a human race. Because I think we have been created so that we are being prepared for something that's coming. And I don't know when or where or how, but I do believe that there is something coming for us on the earth, and we're going to see it very soon. Anyway, there are many things I'd like to tell you, little pieces of things that I have forgot to tell you over the years that I wanted to bring out today. The mere fact that the planet Saturn is inhabited and is becoming a buildup of military from somewhere out in deep space is coming into the planet Saturn and going inside the planet Saturn, not landing on it. They're coming in and they're coming into the planet Saturn. And we know basically what they're doing is they're planning some kind of a military expedition. And I am told that NASA believes that that expedition is going to be an invasion of the Earth. And if that is true, they got a huge army that's coming. I don't know how or why, but that's what I have been told by people in NASA. So, having said that, that's some of the things I wanted to bring out. We have not been told that our government for the past 100 years has been talking to an extraterrestrial civilization in the area we call, what was the name of that constellation? Cassiopeia. In Cassiopeia, we are receiving messages. And we've been receiving messages from Cassiopeia, but we don't know how to read them. But they're intelligent messages, which means and implies that there is someone out there in Cassiopeia who is contacting us and trying to tell us something, but we're not understanding. So that alone is something to be concerned about. The mere fact that we are living in a corporation implies that we have to be in compliance with the corporation, the corporate United States Incorporated. And that means that we are nothing more than slaves to a corporation. And so many people have discovered this and tried to do something about it, but can't, because there's nothing we can do about it. The people who have put this together are so clever and so resourceful. They know that we can't do anything about the situation we're in. We just have to live through it. And that's where we are now. There are other things I'd like to talk about, but at this moment, I'm not sure exactly what it is that you all already believe. I just know that so many people have believed things which are not true. For instance, the Vatican has passed around the story for so many years that Peter, P-E-T-E-R, the Apostle Peter, was the first pope in Rome. And point of fact, that's not true. Peter was never in Rome. And besides, when Jesus called Peter in the Bible, and he said to Peter, "Peter, upon this rock I shall build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." This was very important. When Jesus said, "Upon this rock I will build my church," and the Catholic Church says that that rock was Peter. Peter supposedly was like the movie star today, Rock, because it was loosely referred to, he was loosely referred to as the Rock because of his personality. No, that's not true. The word in the Bible for Jesus saying, "Upon this rock I will build my church," the word rock is Petra, not Peter. And we've been misled by something called Petra. Petra is a very big rock in Syria. And if you have seen Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones ends up in Petra with his father, Sean Connery. So the mere fact that Petra is the rock upon which Jesus builds his church, Petra was also the home, was built by the Nabateans. Nabateans were the first actual Arabian cult. And so this is where we get the Nabatean foundation for Petra, which is the foundation for Christianity. And so therefore the implications are horrendous. When Jesus said, "Petra is the rock upon which I build my church," it implies that we are members of a special kind of creation, and we've been created to serve the gods of Petra. And we are doing just that right now in our lives as humans. There are so many other questions that need to be asked and answered, and I thank you for being here with me.